Hello and welcome to the Real Estate Regroup Show. I am your host, LJ Walker, a real estate investor helping you realize your dreams of owning a home or investing in one. Well, I was reading the comments on the last video I did regarding the brawl in Montgomery, Alabama. One of the people said that there was a song that resonated with them, Not in My Small Town. I'll be honest with you. I've heard about the song, but I've never sat down and listened to it. The song that actually resonated in my head, though, when I saw the brawl was LL Cool J's Mama Said Knock You Out. So I decided, you know what? Let me do a video on LL Cool J, who is the one of the most prolific rappers that we have in hip hop today, right? So, just a brief snippet of what he is, his finances anyway. They say that his net worth is about $120 million. So, not bad for a rapper, right? Because not all of them unfortunately are on that level financially, and definitely not dusty like DJ Academics was trying to point out and say a couple, I think it was earlier this year. I don't know where he got that. It was just so disrespectful. I don't even know why he even said it, but that's neither here nor there. Let me go in and just say this to you guys. If you ever catch LL Cool J in an interview, please watch it because he drops so many gems. So I'm going to just point out certain things that he said that made an impression on me, myself, that I think we all can use, learn from, and implement. Okay, so one of the things that he said that definitely impressed me was that he did not want to be a slave to a lifestyle. And you know, that hit me in so many different ways for so many different reasons. I mean, yes, he did go on to say that he delays instant gratification, and he also lives below his means, right? Okay, but let me take it a little bit further than that. You see, in life, whether you're a rapper or you're not a rapper, a lot of times you buy things to impress people that don't really like you that much and that who you probably don't like that much either. Let's be honest with you. And it does spill over into real estate because a lot of times people buy homes that they can't afford. The realtor that's out there, they represent the seller. So they're not really looking into your best interest if you are a home buyer or a real estate investor. Okay, so let's just put that on the table, right? So you really need to do your own math. You need to sit down with a banker, a financial advisor, and find out financially, if you don't know how to do the math yourself, you need to figure out financially what house can you afford, how much house you can afford to buy, and how much house you can afford to keep, because those are two different numbers. Believe me when I tell you, you can have two homes in two different cities. They're the same size, but to maintain those homes, the cost is going to be different. Why? Because the taxes in one city, as a matter of fact, the taxes in one county is not the same as the taxes in another county. same house, same style, same size. Okay. And one thing with Generation X is a lot of times we go for the big house because that's what been drilled into us. What I like about a lot of millennials is that they didn't get sucked in. Not too many of them got sucked into that trap, and many of them are looking into tiny homes. Because why? Tiny homes fit the lifestyle that they want to lead. Some of them, honestly, I do know one lady, she doesn't even want a home. She lives in hotels 365 days a year. Now, my only issue is that doing things that way, it's not easy to pass on generational wealth with that, right? You can do that with a house, but not with living in hotels all year round. But, I have to, set my feelings aside and say, you know what, that's the life that she wants to lead. She's happy. As long as she's happy doing it, I'm all for it. All right. Going back to the whole big house thing, though, you see, here's the other thing besides taxes. There's also something called time. The bigger the house, the more time is going to be used to clean it, to vacuum it, to mow if the yard is large, to mow the backyard, unless you have the whole thing cemented down. So again, you don't want to be a slave to a lifestyle. You want whatever it is you buy, whatever home you buy should fit your lifestyle. Whatever products you put into that house should fit your lifestyle. There is something called lifestyle creep, where sometimes your income, even though it may increase, it leads to you spending more money on non-essential expenses. And you don't want to do that either. Whatever you put in the home or even outside of your home, what I try to do anyway is make it maintenance free, so that this way I spend less time doing things that I really don't want to do and more times doing what I enjoy. Okay. The thing is, that is what gets us into that trap of materialism. And believe it or not, like many of you who grew up watching MTV Cribs, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, not all of those people are still rich and famous. Those that are still alive, yes, some have passed on, but some, the ones that are still alive, some of them still don't own those homes anymore. Some do, but many don't, because of the lifestyle creep. It's a trap of materialism, all right? And you don't want to get caught up in that in that materialism trap. Okay? There's another thing too that I wanted to shed light on and point out. And that is this. American culture is not the same as other cultures. I am someone whose family is half American, half Jamaican, right? So what other cultures do a lot of times is they'll buy, let's say like they're in New York City, you'll buy a multifamily, but instead of each person taking a unit in the beginning, everybody lives in one unit for the first couple of years, and then eventually move into the other units. I also know people who, instead of just moving into the other units, what they do is they'll wait a number of years. They all live together, meaning mother and father, grandmother and father, the son and the daughter, all of them, aunties, uncles, will all live, like I said, in one unit. They'll rent out the other 2, 3, 4 units, however big the building is. And then they'll refinance that home and purchase 3, 4, 5, 6 houses. And then eventually all of the properties are paid off in full with no mortgage. A lot of times that can be done within 10 years. And believe it or not, 10 years goes by real fast. Some people even do it within 5 years, depending on, what kind of job they have and how much income they're bringing in. It can be done, and it has been done. And I see a lot of Americans criticizing these people. And I'm like, no, if they are able to do that, and they're willing to make that sacrifice, that's something that they all agreed on. If it makes them happy at the end, or even if they're happy in the beginning, because there are some people who never move out. They'll own all of that property and will still stay with their parents and grandparents. But at the end of the day, if that is what pleases them, if that is what makes them happy, if that is what helps them secure the bag, I say leave them alone. It fits their lifestyle. Just because it won't fit your lifestyle does not mean that it's wrong. And that's something else that I wanted to point out when he mentions he did not want to be a slave to a lifestyle, because there's more than one way to live your life. Okay? And why not live it so that you are happy? The other thing too that he pointed out, that he mentioned, was he had hired an interior decorator at one time. And the interior decorator decorated one of his homes. He said it was beautiful, but he did not feel as though it was his home anymore. He felt like it was the home decorator's home. And that's another thing to think about. When you're looking at your lifestyle and you're decorating your home, or you're hiring somebody to decorate your home, you got to give them as much information as possible as to how you live your life. Now, he has about 3 or 4 kids, right? So somebody like him living in a house, and I've seen this where people have small kids. His kids are not small anymore. They're grown. But I've seen where people have small kids and the living room is white. The furniture is white. The rugs are white. And I'm like, wait a minute. And they're like, they don't want the kids to go in the living room. That's off limits. To me, they're doing what makes them happy. That's their lifestyle. They want the living room to impress other people. But see, to me, that to me is them being a slave to a lifestyle. It's their prerogative. But if I have small kids, I'm not decorating my house all white. Nothing in the house will be all white. Because I want to be comfortable, and I want everybody who comes in to be comfortable. I don't want them to have a room, especially a main room like a living room, to say don't go in there. The only room that people cannot go in my home is my office, and that is because the computers are there and I have very important files in that particular room. So yes, no, I don't want kids going in there messing with my files, messing with my computers. But that's not a main room. It's not the first room, when you come in, it's in the back. So to me, that's different, right? But that's how I designed my lifestyle. All the public rooms are in the front, downstairs, or in the backyard. The back room, that one back room, that's private. That's for me and nobody else. Okay? So guys, that's basically what I wanted to share with you, what I learned from listening to LL Cool J, that I wanted to impart and get those of you who are interested in becoming homeowners or in investing. I wanted to just drill down. Buy what fits your lifestyle. Don't buy something and then have your lifestyle work around it. Because the important thing is for you to be happy. Okay? And then the people that you should focus on are not the people that you need to impress. Typically, you really don't need to impress your family. And you really don't need to impress those that are your real friends. Because they're going to love you no matter what you have, no matter what you own, whether it's small, whether it's big, or whether you don't own anything at all. Okay? So my friends, that's all I have for you tonight. Hopefully the information that I shared will help you make smart financial moves. Feel free to pass this amongst your friends.